Live. Yo, 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 what's going on out there, fight word? It's your boy Money back with another one, man. And I'm here with my bro J.Chestnut, here to bless y'all people with some more knowledge. Let them know what's up, Jay.
Yo, what's going on? Boxing World is J.Chestnut, Mr. Talk That Shit, man. You can find me on Facebook at J.Chestnut. Find me on Instagram at J.Chestnut1. We back with another one, folks. Let's get it.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Y'all know how we do it, man. We don't play around. We jump right into it, no hesitation. Yesterday, Jay, we talked about Oscar, making Canelo, wanting to make Canelo and Earl Spence happy. They got me and Ray, look. Look at the situation. Let the people know what you think about that. Oscar want to make Earl Spence and Canelo happen. And do you think it's the right time, or what time do you think it should be ready?
Uh, I mean, personally, I think so. I think Oscar doing what any smart businessman would do. Honestly, he putting the bait out there. I mean, Earl talked about this fight too on multiple occasions. So I think Earl sees it as a possibility coming forward. You know what I'm saying? But I think what Oscar I think wants to give Canelo that Earl fight before anything would happen to Earl, right? If anything is to happen to Earl, with Canelo being at 160 and Earl being at 147, you look at all the wars that Earl could potentially have to go through with Thurman, with Danny, with Crawford, which, we may think that Earl is the favorite in all those fights, but those are all risky fights depending on how far spread apart those fights are. So I think Oscar is imploring, like, hey, this is the right time to make it. This is the right time to make it, to try to get him to come up to get that big check before anybody else get to Spence before Canelo do. So I don't think I don't think it's the right time for that fight. I think Earl should just take his time with that fight. I think he got enough business at 147 to where he doesn't have to rush to try to find a big dance partner. I think Crawford is as big of a dance partner. Whenever that fight get made, I think that's going to be a huge fight for the boxing world. And Canelo, I think Canelo is going to be kind of missing that big dance partner. And I think that's why he won't Earl. It's because he probably won't have another Triple G as far as like status and the magnitude of the fight. He won't have another Triple G at 160. Although it's a lot of good fighters at 160 that he could fight, but he won't have a fight of that magnitude after September 15th. So I think that's why Oscar wants to get him in the ring with a guy like Spence, especially in Texas, where I think they could do 70, 80,000 in the seats for that fight, and God knows what they can do as far as pay-per-view buys. But not the right time. I think we wait a couple years, see how Spence come out at 47, see if he decide to go up to 54, see how he look there. I think it's a couple years in the making, but a fight that nonetheless could and should happen down the line.
No doubt, no doubt. I reiterate what I was saying yesterday. I do think it's a hell of a fight. I do think it's one of the biggest fights in boxing that you can ever make in boxing in this generation. With Canelo being a big Mexican superstar, a pay-per-view star, then you got Earl, and not only that, he's a fight machine. Then you got Earl Spence, the black guy that's coming up, that's undestructible, that's just knocking people out and got people fearing to get in the ring with him. The storyline behind it all. So it's a situation too. Um, yes, it can be a big power move if Oscar can pull it off right now, which I don't think is going to happen. But um, it's a $100 million fight, man. If it's built the right way, it's $100 million fight if it's built the
Agreed.
right way. Because you got two of the best fighters, two fighters on the pound for pound list, two fighters in a prime, and two fighters that like for real, we know that's going to be serious about that fight, and that's going to bring everything they got because both of them got the tools to beat each other. You understand? They got the tools to beat each other. Like I say, Earl got the pace. He got a great jab. He do got a physical size, even though Canelo might be the more bigger for his muscle mass. But Earl pace, body work, that play a big part for him. What Earl have to watch out for Canelo is the hard counter shots coming back at his ass if he miss when Canelo make him pay. Because Canelo is a
Yeah.
devastating counter punch, you know.
Yep.
So looking at the whole situation as a whole, it's a great fight, man. I'm like you. I see it be 2 years down the line. I don't see it just happening right away because Earl do want to be undisputed at welterweight, and that's a
Right.
tall task to take care of because, like I say, Terrence Crawford is a killer there, and that's not gonna be an easy man to beat. You know, Keith Thurman, a good fighter. You know, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. So it's gonna be tough tasks there, but to get past them dudes, and let's just say you don't get not get past him, but he can't pull them fights in. If he gets to the point
Right.
where he can't pull it in, then I don't mind him saying, you know what, I'm gonna go up there and become a bigger superstar. You know, by facing Canelo, and if I could defeat him, you know, somebody like me would do wonders for. You know, other if
Right.
Triple G was to beat Canelo, he won't get the same type of buzz Earl Spencer get for beat Canelo. You know what I mean?
Right.
We'll just see what happens, man. I do like the fight. Both of them is my guys, and um, a promoter just being a promoter, man. De La Hoya, been trying to get his hands on them and promote that fight like a Sugar Ray Leonard versus Julio Cesar Chavez. You know, so he know what he's doing, and he got a smart, shrewd mind. You know, so we'll just
Yeah.
sit back and wait. And just let the future be the future. 'Cause hopefully, they both continue to win, and we do get that fight in the future. Because, like I said, it's gonna be one for the ages, man. But moving on, Golden Boy just had a card on Facebook right with JoJo Diaz taking on Rojos. We know JoJo missed weight, so he couldn't become the WBA champion. But it was one good ass fight. We say people it must have cut out or something or whatever. But the thing was it reached 4 million views, you know, on a Facebook platform. And to me, that was just amazing to me, man. What's your thoughts on it, Jay?
I mean, I think so as well. From a streaming side of things, I would have loved to see the fight go all the way through. But I mean, for that, I believe that was the first fight they ever did on Facebook, right? Very first.
That was
So
Golden Boy first card. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I think whenever you, especially when you start pulling in the viewership like that, and you got 4 million people, I think you just have to. It's bugs you gotta kind of clear out and look at. I think by the time September 1st come when Ryan Garcia main events a Golden Boy card on Facebook, I think the stream will be a little better and they'll fix the cleans. But that's amazing. I didn't even know really. I didn't know JoJo was that big of a you know of a draw. And I'm not sure whether it was like the fact that it was on Facebook or the fact that it was JoJo fighting whatever, but whatever the stipulations was, JoJo still brought in 4 million views. Something that if you would have asked me before the fight what I thought the numbers would look like, I would tell you, maybe I expect a million, maybe 1.1, but I would have never thought 4 million. So, I mean, I think it's good for him, especially coming off a loss. And, it's like our bro Ray always say, man, you get to see the heart of a champion when they gotta get up from their first loss and have to come back. And he looked impressive. I'm disappointed that he missed weight, but maybe that may just be a sign that it's time for him to go up, or whatnot. Although I know the fighter in him wanted to win a world championship at 126, in which that was his second opportunity. But I mean, if it's time for him to move up, I think he's destined for great things at 130 as well. Talented fighter, and you just look for great things for him to come. But just smart business move by Oscar, by the way, too. Give him some love, for even, for really putting a big like boxing network like Golden Boy to put his fighters out there to get that free publicity and for people to really see his up and coming guys as well as his up and coming stars as well. So
Yeah, man. Like I said, I was surprised too, like you say. But yeah, JoJo 2012 Olympian though, Jay. No, I know he got a buzz behind him. He always had a buzz. He got a nice Mexican following. He's Mexican, and he's one hell of a fighter, man. JoJo one hell of a fighter. We seen them in with Gary Russell. Gary Russell outpointed him, but early on, JoJo was pressing him with the pace and things like that. So I knew he's a problem. He's a problem. I knew he's one hell of a fighter, but the way he took that loss, he took it gracefully. He wanted the type to head
Mhm.
hold his head down. He said it was a learning experience. I like everything about JoJo, man. Like I say, I call him the Mexican Earl Spence because he do good body work, man. And just seeing Golden Boy doing that, man, and like I say, 360, they got they Facebook deal going, and I don't think I seen 4 million over there yet. And they've been had a few fights. And for Golden Boy to
Yeah.
step on the scene on Facebook and do 4 million, they first card, and not even with the biggest name on the roster. You know what I mean? That says a lot. It says a lot, and it shows that um, these promoters trying to give us boxing on these social media sites and on these apps now. So it's looking like these things shaping up to be the future to me, man. If you ask me, they just seeing what they can get right now, and you see Facebook is just worldwide. You know what I mean? Facebook is
Right.
worldwide, like really worldwide. So if you can get people that type of boxing worldwide like that, I think that shit better than regular TV. You know what I mean? Where you got
Right.
Fox 2, when you see Devin them doing 1 point something million, but you doing 4 million on fucking Facebook, yo, on
Mhm.
Facebook. So that means you touching a lot of countries. You dig what I mean? You touching a lot of countries, and you touching a lot of people, and you giving them free boxing like that. And it was a good fight. You know what I mean? It was a good fight, so you can't blame me. But
Right.
stream cut out, or it maybe had a bigger draw. You know what I'm saying? So let's just see what happened with them, man. I salute JoJo. No, he didn't become champion, like you say, Jay. Uh, him missing weight is just a sign of him moving up. And to see him and Javante in the fight would have been one hell of a fight, yo. That
Right.
would have been one hell of a fight. But yeah, man. Salute to Golden Boy on that card, man. They prove that boxing is alive. And shouts out to everybody who tuned in, to show love to the sport that we love, man, and show people that boxing is a big deal. And it ain't competing with the top sports right now, but it should be in a great position to where we should have our own boxing channel to where we can go look at it and get the news like basketball and football and things like that. So I salute these
Right.
promoters for making new jumps and new deals and trying to give us something new out here to keep boxing alive, and we can see boxing every day, not just on any given Saturday and Fridays and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So with that being said, we moving on. Shouts out to the people that's in the chat, man. We see it. We got 4 viewers. Let us know who it is, man, and where y'all at, man. We talk to the chat. But Pacquiao, Jay came out and said he got 3 fights left. You know what I mean? What you think about that? He said he got 3 fights left in the tank, and then he want to retire.
Man. I mean, like sometimes you just like for me, I know personally, man. Like I feel like we've heard the oh man, I might retire type thing before. So I don't know if it's real, but I gotta think a man that's 40 years old or coming up on being 40 years old, already first ballot, you know what I'm saying? First ballot Hall of Fame, legendary fighter, one of the greatest fighters of this generation, period, or really probably of any generation, period. Uh, 3 fights left, my curious thing, and I like both of us to touch on it a little bit is, how we think those 3 fights would go, like as far as opposition, are we looking, is Manny looking at, 3 bums just to fight and to look good against on his way out, to go out on top? Is he looking for, 3 money grabs? Is he looking for, maybe 2 tune-ups and a money grab at the end? Like, I'm just very interested to see how we will play it, and I think we're gonna learn a lot based on the fight because I believe he did come out and say he wanted to fight again in December of this year, which I have every reason to believe that I think it's going to be Amir Khan over in the UK because I think that would be a very big fight for him, and I think he can make a lot of money out of that fight because I can't see him just fighting just any Joe Blow for these 3 fights. I would have to think that he's gonna fight guys with relatively decent names or decent names, and then probably try to save a super fight for the end. Uh, I think it's it's gonna be sad for the sport of boxing to see him go. But I think you rather see a guy go out on his own terms rather than to be carried out. So those my kind of initial thoughts on it.
Yeah, I look at the situation as he want to get as much money as he could, man. Um, I can't say it no other way. His legacy set.
Yeah,
He don't really have nothing to prove. You know what I mean? Fit to be 40 years old, or he might be 40 years old. He talking about fighting three more times. That's gonna take a lot out of him already. Plus being been in politics over in this country, the congressman, whatever he's supposed to be, that's a taking a toll on him as well. But I don't see him taking, like trying to take no chunk fights. I think he in it to try to take the biggest fights he can get. And then another thing is who is he working with and who is he signing to? We know his
right.
rumors out there, Eddie Hearn trying to get him to do the con fight. But if he signed
Mhm.
with Eddie Hearn with the con fight, then we know it's gonna be on the Zone app. So do we want to do the Zone app? What do they fight at? Do we get any say so? I think many don't want to be locked in a contract where he don't have any say so over where he fighting and things like that. So it might be some type of co-promote thing going on. Um, yeah, the American fight out there, the Lomachenko fight out there, the Crawford fight out there. You can fight anybody at welterweight. Anybody love to put Manny Pacquiao on their resume. So what he did to Lucas Matisse made him a real big player back in the game. So he got that
Right.
WBA regular, and I know a lot of people don't like that belt, but at the same time, it's a little leverage. You get what I mean? It's a little
Yeah.
leverage where you can say, I got this, and I can go here and fight this person and fight a tune. I mean, not a tune up. I'm sorry. The next up and coming thing at WBA. The next top mandatory. That's what I was trying to get out. The next top mandatory. Um, I mean, the money there for Manny Pacquiao because of the name. You know what I mean? The name is always going to get him paid, regardless of what the situation is. And I could just see it, man. He's saying three fights. If he get beat by one of these fighters, it might turn to two. It might turn to
Right.
two. I
Right.
just, I just can't see him fight three more times. Honestly, talking about making as much money as you can, taking on three killers, especially nowadays.
I
Like he
I
got.
mean, if
Go
no,
ahead,
no,
Joe.
go ahead, finish.
Go ahead,
You want
Joe.
me to go? I was gonna say, I think the Amir Khan fight. I think you can get out of that fight without being damaged too bad. Uh, I've always said I think Keith Thurman was always an option because with both of them holding their share of the WBA title, I could see the WBA like from a business perspective, just just making that fight just for the money because I think that would be a big money fight because I think Keith is $1 million fighter and I think Man is a multi-million-dollar fighter. Uh, so I think that's a fight that's out there possibly. Like you said, the Lomachenko fight. Crawford maybe down were you thinking Crawford in December or were you thinking Crawford like later down the line like for his final farewell fight?
Man, if he fight Crawford, that's gonna be the last fight he take. He ain't finna jump in that ring with Crawford right away.
Because I was saying we Crawford has a date in what October I think to return to Omaha to
Yeah, he
defend
got
the
an
belt.
October date. Yeah.
So that would take him out the running for December. So the only real people that I would think would be out there for a December date would be maybe a rematch with Jeff Horn, but I don't know what kind of why you would do such a thing. And maybe it would be an internal thing, a Jeff Horn rematch. An Amir Khan fight would make a lot of sense. Keith Thurman to be off the table unless he was to push his return. But I don't think Keith Thurman would come back to fight Manny Pacquiao on his first fight back.
Yeah,
So yeah,
man.
it'll be interesting just
Yeah,
to see
Keith
what he
Thurman
decides to
is a
do.
possible fight somewhere down that list. Like I say, man, it depends
Mhm.
on who Pacquiao signed with and what fights he take on early. Yeah, Amir
Right.
Khan, he might can get out without being damaged, but like I say, I can see Amir Khan really beating Manny Pacquiao on the hand speed, Don't get me wrong, Pacquiao still got speed, but I think American footwork is in and out style can can help him out. And plus, American know Manny Pacquiao. They used to sport
Yeah.
for a while when American was with Freddie Rose, so you know what he up against. And like I say, Pacquiao ain't the same as he was back then. But
Back
like I
then,
said,
right.
the last thing that leave on the fighter is the power. So we know American chin is very glassy. So if
Right.
Pacquiao can catch him on that thing, we know he can go to sleep. But it's gonna be interesting, man, to see what Manny Pacquiao do. Like I say, he got the name, and that Pacquiao name is gonna always, I'm gonna say this again, gonna always be in line to get him a
Right.
big payday. Because like I say, that's the name to have on your resume. Right now, Manny Pacquiao name is a lot better than a lot of fighters out there. Who's Manny
Correct. Correct.
Pacquiao, man? 8-time world division, 8 division world champion, fought
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather.
Hmm.
One of the biggest fights in pay-per-view history. So he's a legend, man. He's a legend in the game, So salute to Pacquiao, man. I wish him nothing but the best. Let's just see what happens for him,
Yep.
And it's great for boxing with whoever you fight, as long as it's a top notch name, and we know Pacquiao gonna bring his all. You did.
Right.
That being said, we're moving on, Jay. Today Canelo and Triple G showed a 30-day weigh-in. Triple G was at 168. Canelo was at 167. A lot of people making a big fuss about Canelo looking way leaner. Some people
Yep.
saying he off the bullshit, saying he ain't on this, ain't on that. To me, I just think the man is in great shape because he was always in
Yep.
shape, and he's looking better, man. So, what's your thoughts on that, Jay?
I mean, it burns me the hell up inside when people like, okay, yeah, he got suspended for the clenbuterol or whatever, but I just hate that people try to take his whole accomplishments as a boxer and as a world champion, and they try to take that and try to tag him as a cheater. Like I don't like that. I think he in great shape. I think he done took personal to what Gennady and Abel Sanchez been saying about him. I think I see him when he doing his work in the gym. When he posts his IG videos, and he looked like he ready to come in here and kill some man. I really think I don't see this fight going 12 at all. I got Canelo by stoppage. I think he stopped Triple G. I think he dominated Triple G. Honestly, I just but Triple G did look like he was in shape as well. So not to take anything away from him. I think you know he gonna give it a go. But I just think uh
For a little while, yeah, try to
he
get him
he
submission.
I just think he got Canelo just in a different mindset. He got Canelo in a different mindset. He really good for Canelo. I mean, side. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen up to the 15th. And I honestly can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, my thing is they both, you know, on point. They both on weight. It's gonna be one hell of a fight, yo. They both in a position, to prove that they are the best at 160. But to me, man, I just think Canelo, you know, I feel like he gonna make the best adjustment, man. I don't like with Triple G. I respect Triple G, one hell of a fighter. I just don't know if Abel Sanchez can, show him something different. Like Triple G, what 34 or something like that.
Yep.
So it's like he is already
Yeah,
like,
34. Yep.
yeah, he's stuck in his ways now to the point to where it's not like he can really, adapt or learn something new. Don't get me wrong, you can learn every day in boxing, but with Triple G, we just see the same Triple G. That's what he does great. He come in, he stalks you, he uses great, he got a great jab. He try to keep his range of distance and he try to catch you with the big shots. Um, with Canelo, man, like we said, Canelo, in my
But
opinion, he's just a better fighter all around. Canelo got better footwork, got better defense, counter punches, does combinations. Um, credit Triple G jab is better than his, but when Canelo jab is a beautiful jab, you just get away from it. And his body work is just
Yeah.
ferocious. A lot of people don't give Canelo enough credit for his body work, man. Like early on in that fight, man, he was going
I
to the
think the
body.
best body punch boxing.
Yeah, he was going to that body, man. It was knocking the body out. He the one he drained Triple G a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, man. Triple G, like I say, he got a good way of hiding his fatigueness, but we can all tell he was fatigued as well at the end of that fight because his punches weren't doing that much damage. He never hit Canelo with a shot that really hurted Canelo. And vice versa. Canelo never really hit him with a shot that staggered him, but we seen that Canelo shots was landing more crispier and he was more pinpoint accurate. So with that being said, man, I just see
Yeah.
Canelo coming in, being a younger fighter, making more adjustments. He leaner, so if he move on Triple G more, I won't be mad at that, yo. I won't give Triple G what he want. I won't give Abel Sanchez what he want. Abel Sanchez, he making the case of, oh, you said you was gonna do Mexican style, but once you got into the ring, you turned into a chicken. You ran this, that, and the third to make Canelo walk right into the mouth of the line for 12 rounds. And that's Triple G best chance of knocking Canelo out. Shouts out to Supreme L, man. We appreciate you for being here, holding it down with us, fam. Everybody else in the chat, I appreciate y'all too, man. But you know, you want Canelo to stand still with him, bro. That's not a smart tactic. This is not rocket sock'em robots. You don't get a fucking award against socking your fucking head all day, all night, just standing up
Right.
there. Especially with this hard hitting motherfucker Pakistani that got power that hits like a mule. No, that's just be a foolish thing to do. So I want Canelo to go on with a game plan and stick to his game plan. Don't get out of character. And when it's time to go toe to toe with him, you go toe to toe with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting, man. September 15th is around the corner. The Triple G fans saying a lot of shit. The Canelo fans saying a lot of
But
shit. But what I like to say, Jay, is the fight is almost here, and we ain't really got to do too much talking. We ain't really got to do too much talking. It's coming, and they
and
they here, man. It's here.
but now
You said what, Jay?
I want to go
You breaking up, Jay? Like you breaking
uh,
up.
I,
Yeah, you breaking up big time, Jay. Put your
you
camera back on, Jay. Put the
hear good? Can you hear?
turn your camera off and see what happened.
Uh, Do I sound a little bit better?
Oh yeah, you sound way better. Yeah, keep your camera off. Keep it off, Jay.
Okay. But I just want to bring the point to people. Last fight when they fought last up, we got to understand. I think not so much the clambuterol. I don't think. I bigger because I feel like he felt like he had to be bigger. Range.
You breaking, Jay?
You know, won that mixed championship at 155 pounds, not at 160 pounds against Miguel Cotto. So going against one of the big punchers in the game, every boxer knows I am the big that shot from that bigger guy. So I feel like Canelo probably to be bigger in the ring than Triple G was. I think what they did account for was what that was. I think in rounds that was very fatigued. Coming from 160, rehydrating back up, what, maybe 175, maybe a little way bigger than Triple G did. Rain that night. So I think him down is a way for him to be fast, to be quick. He know he got the power to keep Triple G off of him. For him not.
Yeah, it's chopping kind of bad.
It's only about the Triple G point. I don't think he's so much that Triple G. Because you see the same thing if you look at all the Abel Sanchez fighters. I think Triple G could be a more skilled fighter if he had a different trainer, but I just think that Abel Sanchez style is just not to being a great all around boxer. Abel Sanchez, it's like almost like he only knows one style of boxing. It's destroy, and all this, and that's why a lot of his fighters don't have great success in the ring because not everybody is that seeking to destroy type of fighter. So, so maybe it's more Abel Sanchez than it is, but
Yeah, I can concur with
on
that,
that.
man. I concur with that a lot, yo. But like I say, September 15th, the winter is coming, baby. And if y'all ever watched Game of Thrones, y'all know what I mean. And I got Canelo freezing Triple G ass. But we'll get to the last topic at hand, Jay, because the internet is tripping. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, man. Wilder supposed to be ringside for the Fury fight, and I believe Wilder deserves more respect for fighting Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury back to back. What's your thoughts on that, Jay? You there, Jay? I'll take it first, man. I think my man.
I'd ask anybody that been with thing with PJ.
Chopping bad, bad, Jay. Chopping very bad.
This is a big, yeah, big time. Uh, this is a big fight for Deontay. I think not only from a legacy perspective, but also from a leverage standpoint. Because I have no doubt that Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn's plans was to make that fight over in the UK as a big time domestic fight. As a big time domestic fight as another way to hold on and so you got Wembley the Denver Warren, what's Deontay's manager's name? Shelly Finkel. Shout out to all those guys putting together. I think this is, and especially on American soil. I think as far as he and I think if you look at Wilder's, everybody want to say Wilder didn't fight Wilder. Look at Josh. I don't think his resume that would match up to his last two opponents. Like Wilder would have beaten, in most cases, the third, the best. You talk about in a couple weeks was a big at the time. I mean, I think people can argue that, but I don't think that would look impressive about win over Luis Ortiz or a knockout win over Tyson Fury. Nobody beat and
Yo, yo. Can you hear me, Jay?
yeah, man,
This one, yeah, it's like chopped like all the way through.
real topic coming in. Yeah,
They can't even get what you're saying, like. But
damn, bro.
yeah, because it's like when you
For real?
talk, yeah. Well, when we finish, I'm posted. I want you to go back and listen. It's like, yeah, you chopping in, then it chop out. So it's just probably like you in the hotel, right?
Yeah, because that's how you say.
Huh?
Usually, I don't jump onto. I said I don't jump on Spotify. I just use my regular service. Feel me? And I usually do. I usually
See, I,
don't have these issues, so I don't know what's going on.
see, you coming in straight now. Say something, Jay. Oh, well, Jay just jumped out, man. Yeah, but I'm gonna touch on this Wilder situation, man. Wilder gonna be, sideline that Tyson Fury fight. That's gonna be interesting because if Fury win, we know Wilder gonna get in the ring. I think they're gonna make the announcement then with the Wilder and the Fury, which is a nice thing to do. It's a nice build up, and it's something that we're gonna be waiting on, man. Something that we're gonna be waiting on. Then after that, I just want to touch on. I believe Wilder, man, he deserves respect. He deserves respect for taking on Fury and Ortiz back to back because that's one hell of a lineup. A lot of people don't give Wilder credit. They say he haven't fought nobody, he haven't did this, he haven't did that. But now he's taking on Tyson Fury, who's coming back and might be the Tyson Fury of old. Like you got to think about it. When a fighter come back, they deserve two tune-up fights and then jump right back in the water. This Tyson Fury's second tune-up fight, and he want to jump right back in the water. But when you look at Tyson Fury in the first fight, he had the speed. He had the jab going. He had to get the little ring rust off. But now in this second fight, he went up against Francesca. It's gonna be a little test for him. Francesca is way tougher than the first guy he fought. So we just gonna see what happened on Saturday, man. It's gonna be one hell of a fight. One that I got Fury winning. But the real story is Deontay Wilder being at the fight, and them sitting down and making the fight happen. And, Tyson Fury rubbing it in Eddie Hearn's face, man. Eddie Hearn get pissed off when he can't control something. I ain't gonna say pissed off, but I know it rubbed his skin the wrong way because he do want to make Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and I know for a fact he damn sure want to make Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua because that's one of the biggest fights that you can have in the UK. No, not one of the biggest fights. That is the biggest fight that you can have in the UK, and it will be the real fight to see who is the real king at heavyweight in the UK. Like we say, Tyson Fury never lost his belts. They was never lost. They was script. He was the man that beat Klitschko after a 10-year reign that Klitschko was reigning on. So Fury is like it's just like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. When they took the belts away from Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier became the champion, Joe Frazier knew himself that yes, I am the champion because I beat, these fighters to get these belts. But until I beat the real champion, that was Muhammad Ali, I can't really feel good inside myself. Now credit Joshua beat my guy for the IBF, Martin, but he know that he didn't beat Tyson Fury. And we all know Tyson Fury is the fighter to beat in the UK. To say that you're the real champion of the UK, I take nothing away from Anthony Joshua. I'm a fan of Anthony Joshua, one hell of a fighter. I salute him for what he did out there in the ring. It's not easy to become a champion, and it's not. It's even harder to stay champion. You dig what I mean? So him fighting Pork and going to fight Povetkin, I don't knock it, but we all know for a fact that the Wilder fight should have been next. You know, all the shit that Eddie Hearn doing, trying to make Wilder jump through rings with fire, roll over, lay down, bark, all this type of shit is just a little too much and it's too observed. And you see Tyson Fury step right up to the plate, to save the face for the UK. You understand? And I think all you UK fans need to give Tyson Fury a little more credit and thank him, to let us Americans know that us UK fighters is not afraid to fight anyone. The acts that Anthony Joshua is doing, he's following behind his promoter, and they worrying about as much money as possible as they can get. When they had $85 million plus on the table for Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder, and they just let it go like that, which is absurd to me. Anthony Joshua, your biggest payday ever, yo. $85 million, yo. And you just let it slide off the table. You know, Sometimes opportunities don't come back like that, man. Sometimes we get opportunities to earn 85 million in one fucking fight. You gotta grab that shit and run with it. Regardless if the fight's in America, the UK, fucking China, Africa, Antarctica, Mars, Saturn, Pluto. You got a chance to grab $85 million, man. You grab that shit. A boxing ring is a boxing ring. Fans can't fight for you. The fans cannot fight for you. So for you to let that money slip off the table because you say you want to be surrounded by your fans in your country, that's absurd to me, man. That's absurd to me. To me, I just can't sit and look at that as you being um wanting to fight in your home country. It's a little bit of fear in my eyes, man. And I respect Anthony Joshua, but the way Deontay Wilder talk and his demeanor and the way he carry himself and his confidence, it shows a lot. You dig? It shows a lot. So with that being said, man, I'm looking forward to this Tyson Fury fight Saturday. I'm looking forward to seeing him and Deontay Wilder face to face. To see what happened, to see what transpired. Dig what I mean? Because I want to see, um, I mean not Anthony, Eddie Hearn reaction. I'm looking to see Eddie Hearn reaction after this fight gets signed, sealed, and delivered. After he said it won't happen. You understand? Now he got to put his foot in his mouth and stick a thumb up his ass for trying to downplay this fight and not wanting this fight to happen, yo. And when he's the one that say, I want to see everyone do good. If they make the fight, I want to see them do good. Man, you talking down on this fight like Wilder and Joshua is the fight to make. Yes, that is the fight to make. But your ass turned it down. Your ass turned it down and you scripted, so it can't happen. You know. So now he got to sit back and bite that bullet and sit his ass up there and see that you had an opportunity to make the biggest fight in boxing happen, and your ass just let it get. I mean, just go to waste like that because of your pride, Eddie Hearn. Because you want to make more money for Matchroom and a Hearn legacy. You're not worried about making money for Joshua. Because if you was worried about making money for Joshua, there's no way you let $85 million roll off the fucking table like that with 50 million guaranteed. You understand? 50 million guaranteed. You did. So with that being said, man, we just go sit back. Saturday is on the way. Corey Frampton fight that night, and I'm looking forward to the Frampton fight, and we'll just see what happens, man. You know, I look at it as it's great for boxing. I salute Tyson Fury. A lot of people keep saying Tyson Fury ain't in shape, he ain't this, he ain't that. But like I said, if he signed the fight and him and Wilder fight, that would be his third training camp, and the man would be in great shape by the time he get into the ring in December. So for all you motherfuckers who don't really know about training and knowing how the weight come off, it's not going to come off like that off of heavyweights. Heavyweights can come in at 230, 240, 250, 260. You understand? And still be able to get into the ring. Big Baby Miller coming to that motherfucker 270. You know? So we just go see what happened with it, man. You dig what I mean? Shouts out to my bro Jay, man. We lost him. Shouts out to everybody that was in the chat that was riding with us, man. We ain't had that many people, but I salute everybody that stays in and that be showing love. We will grow the stream. Understand that this stream will grow. Money Brown is on a mission. It will grow. I promise you. You dig? But shouts out to y'all, man. If y'all want to donate anything, man, y'all go to my Venmo at Venmo.com/Montre Brown. Like I say, anything is acceptable, anything is appreciated, and I appreciate the love and support. We go get better, we go get things to upgrade the channel, and we go give things out to the fans, man. To let y'all know that it's real. It's no money grab here. It's all about the channel, man. It's all about the people and just showing love, man. So when we come to this stream, we all can have fun. We can chillax, relax, and we can do things, man. You dig what I mean? But until then, man, this your boy Monnie. It's the ANSBC movement. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Y'all hit that thumb up, subscribe to the channel. The Monnie Brown Mafia, man. I support y'all. Y'all do it for me. I do it for y'all, man. I will be back with another stream tomorrow. We were just giving y'all something on the late night, man, to give y'all something to tune in with my bro J.Chestnut. Y'all go follow him at J.Chestnut on Instagram and on Facebook, yo. A good dude, a good brother here, amateur fighter. And we go see y'all, man. You dig? And I want everybody to go subscribe to Corey Bradshaw on Facebook. We got the radio show coming up tomorrow between 8 o'clock and 9 p.m. Central Time. So that's on Facebook, on Vila Cooler Radio. We gonna lace that thing, man, and it's gonna be fire, yo. But shouts out to y'all, man. I'm out this